Welcome back, guys, to another above average lap time. Last time I did not show you what car we were driving, so this time the NSX Raybrig Group 2 on or at Autopolis. This is a very tricky combination. Don't know if it's harder on controller or not. I am about 1 second off the top time in the world right now. The top time in the world is a 1:33.1. We're sitting at a 1:34.1. We can definitely get into the 33s. I just could not link the lap up at all. Just little mistakes here and there. And the last excuse that I'm going to get out of the way is the clouds. Around lap 5, you can see it's quite bright right now. But when we start lap 5, it gets really dark. And the glare from the sunlight and in here, it doesn't help me. So that's my last excuse out of the way. Anyway. Let's see how we can do. I'm going to highlight some areas that I thought are quite important, and hopefully they help you get your lap time down when you go ahead and try to do this. So, as we start the lap, very important to get a good exit out of the last corner. If you get a bad exit, then you could be down 1/10, maybe 2/10 by the end of the lap. So at the end of the start finish straight. So really important that you get a nice smooth exit out of the first corner. We're braking just behind the orange marker at the 100 board. I'm gonna pause a little bit earlier than I would because we've actually missed the braking marker. So there's the 50 board ahead of us and there's the 100 board next to us. That's when I start braking. We're gonna go down into second gear and then up to third, trying to hit the apex. Down to second, up to third on the apex, trying to accelerate. You see I had to lift a little bit off there, which is going to really hamper our exit. This one, you see the orange on the left side there, just after that. So probably if that's the 50, this is the 100, maybe around 75, we're going to do the same. Go from 5th, down to 4th, down to 3rd, and coast as much as we can before getting on the power. Here, sometimes the faster guys, I've turned in a little bit too early here, so the faster times they blip it down to second gear to get the rotation in before getting onto third again. I've just stayed in third. A little bit of acceleration there. A little bit of balance in the accelerations, otherwise we're just going to veer off into that wall over on the right. Down to first gear, trying to link up the apex as much as possible, and then you're going to feather the throttle on the exit. If you go smashing down on the accelerator, you're just going to spin those wheels up and you might spin around. You're going to go up to second, feathering the throttle. Now, if you can get, the earlier you get on the acceleration, the better. Trying to hold the slide there as well. Up to third, up to 4th. Momentarily, trying to get as far as you can onto these rumbles. You can probably go a little bit further over there to the right, and you're just going to sort of coast through this corner, feathering the throttle when on the power at the midpoint, and hoping that car just doesn't wash out over to the right. Up to 5th. You have one arrow, and you have this nearer arrow here. After this arrow, that's kind of when you brake. That's when I smash on the brakes. Pile on the anchors, all that good stuff. This is a really tricky corner because there's a slight bit of what's the word with the camber? There's a slight bit of bad camber on the middle of this corner, so you really have to be patient and let the car rotate over the middle of the corner. If you get on the power too soon, you're just going to understeer over the camber and towards the outside. So you have to be really patient. Going to go all the way down to first and try to get as close to the apex as possible. You're going to go up to second, still letting it coast around so you can get on the power all the way down to this corner down here. This corner, you don't need to smash on the brakes or change down. A small bit of braking. A small bit of braking. So you see on the just next to my face there, nope, that way, you see the braking input, it's only about 20%. And that's all you really need to do, just to get the car turned in a little bit. Left and off, obviously, a massive slide, don't go over that. Some of the top guys blip it down to third here to get that rotation in. I'm not really going fast enough because of that slide in the previous corner, so I'm just going to stay in second before I can get on the power again. This corner, this one screwed me up so many times. It's really easy to turn in late here, and what you want to do is to turn in earlier than you think. I think that's really important on this corner. Turn in early so you can really get over these rumbles. Because there's a slight camber to it again, if you turn in too late, you end up all the way over. I keep pointing this way, it's actually this way on your screen. Point all the way over and you go way too wide. This next corner, very tricky. Down to third, down to second, and you're just going to let it coast the whole way until you can get onto the power. You have to be really patient again. Patience is a virtue, and patience means rotation. So the more patience you have mid-corner means the more rotation you're going to get, and you just have to judge to see when you get on the power to go all the way up here. When you hit the outside here, you should be going fast enough to sort of just let it off and coast into this corner and let the car rotate on its own. I would like to be a little bit closer to the apex here, but as soon as you sort of see on the apex there, just probably above my name, just up there, there's a little orange box. As soon as you see that little orange box, because you're looking at the apex, as soon as you see that orange box, smash on the acceleration, and that car should come back. Actually, I don't think that was an orange box. That might have been a Marshall. Anyway, that orange thing on the apex just above the barrier, as soon as you see it, smash it on. Should be able to blip it up to fourth before going down to third. I made a mistake and went too wide there. On the power as soon as possible on that last corner to get a nice run out. And we're going to come across the line, just beating our lap time with a 1:34.110. It was good enough for like a top 50 in the world at this moment, but I know we can get into the 1:33s. It's just very difficult, very tricky car to handle. So I hope that this helps you out as we put in a purple first sector, of course, before we bin it. I hope this helps you. Let me know if it helped you in the comments section below. There was a couple of really nice comments from last week's video saying that it helped them get their lap time faster. So I'm glad it's helping someone out there. Always look at those top 10 times to see where they brake and where they change gear. That is really important. But that is going to be it. I will put my lap time on, so my 5th lap here. I'll just run it when I say goodbye right now. So hopefully that can help you out too. But thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. I hope this lap helps you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Okay, last chance saloon, last one, guys, come on. Had to lift on the exit. Lap 5 is when the clouds come over. Cock and balls, dude. Damn it! One more, come on. So dark.